Good morning, it's Saturday here, and we're back with another edition of the Hokey video blog talking about the last gasp of this big heat wave we find ourselves in. Heat advisory till 8 p.m. tonight, and then a little bit of a cool down as we head throughout next week. Notice I said a little bit. It's not going to be cool, but cooler. Have to qualify that. All right, let's talk about today's Hokey weather fact first. This will cool you down, kind of a frosty pop of a Hokey fact here. Talking about 90-degree days versus those evenings and overnight periods that are below freezing. Did you know, on average, in Louisville, we have nearly twice as many days with lows below 32 degrees than we do days with highs above 90. So if you kind of think about that, that means we spend a little more time below freezing than we do above 90 degrees here in the city. That just kind of means our climate is, definitely on the temperate side. We're in the mid-latitudes here, and that's pretty normal for us. So you can tell your friends you learned that on today's Hokey weather fact. Alrighty, as we go throughout the morning, a little bit of patchy fog. It's dense in places from Seymour up toward North Vernon at the moment. Thunderstorm chance as we go throughout the afternoon. It's isolated. Keyword isolated. Not everybody's going to see this. I think about 80% of us stay dry. There's a school of thought that says we may get a few more storms today than what we saw yesterday, but I'm just not buying into that quite yet. We'll keep you updated through the day, though. Heat wave continues until Monday. We've got 3 more days in the 90s. Heat index up to 105 this afternoon. That's gross. Just gross. All right. Kentucky One Health Sky Track network of cameras downtown Louisville. Beautiful sunrise. The sky is en fuego, as I say, on fire. It's a beautiful one out there today. If you're heading out for a walk this morning, it's a little muggy out there. You're probably going to be sweating it out as you're heading out the door there. And if you're out for more than like 10-15 minutes, even just a nice brisk walk, you're probably going to feel it out there. Corydon and Shelbyville still in the upper 60s at this hour, lower 70s elsewhere. A few clouds trying to move into our southern counties, but the clear skies over southern Indiana is why they have some denser fog up that way. If you don't have the cloud cover to insulate things, that allows it to cool more efficiently at the ground level, and that's what helps develop that fog. You'll notice how quiet it is across the lower Ohio Valley. You've got high pressure that's basically just down to our south right now, trying to redirect some of this heat in our direction. The core of the heat, those 100-degree temperatures, are out to our west. Will Rogers Airport, that's the international airport in Oklahoma City, hit 100. I believe that was yesterday. And that was the first time they'd done that this season, I do believe. So, the heat's out there. We've got a little lobe of the heat out here, but it's not going to last for too much longer. If we can wait 3 more days, we're back in the 80s, upper 80s at that. Here's what Futurecast looks like. We're already at 80 by 9 o'clock this morning. This afternoon, just about lunchtime before 1 o'clock, we're at 89, so near 90 degrees. Already getting pretty hot out there. So if you've got outdoor plans today, take it easy. Make sure you hydrate. I mean, that's important. Heat exhaustion, heat stroke. One of the number one weather-related killers here in the United States. Natural disasters, you think of snowstorms, tornadoes, floods, and things like that. Heat waves, if you look at some of the data, are actually some of the worst natural disasters because of the human toll that it has. People don't plan for them, people don't dress correctly, they don't hydrate well, and then they end up with fatalities. And so that's not what we want to see. So please, take this seriously. I know a lot of us say, it's just a little heat, whatever. And I do that too. I mean, we all get a little cynical from time to time. Oh, they're drumming up the heat again. I mean, I get that. But this really is something you need to pay attention to. This is coming from me. This is coming from Ryan Hoke, the kid who's lived here in Louisville for 25 years, all right? Pay attention to this today. Make sure you take plenty of breaks and hydrate, all right? I'll step off my soapbox now. This evening, we're still warm. Lower 90s by about 7:30 if you're heading out to that baseball game at Slugger Field. We're at 80 by midnight, and I think we stay around 80 all night tonight, and we'll wake up in the lower 80s. Yikes. Yeah, that's pretty warm overnight even, so not much relief. There's that heat advisory till 8 p.m. tonight. That's the last of it. Tomorrow, the heat index kind of lowers just below that 105-degree threshold for the heat advisories. That's why they've not extended it another day. We were thinking maybe they would do that, but indeed the data is panning out that it looks like tomorrow would be feeling slightly, and I do mean ever so slightly cooler. 94 still on our Sunday. I mean, man, that's still hot out there, even with the heat index a couple degrees below than today. West Louisville Appreciation Celebrations going on this afternoon at Shawnee Park. Tell you what, this is one of my favorite events. I've been out there twice now. There's a lot of shady trees, a lot of tents. It's basically a giant family reunion mixed with a community festival put together. I mean, there's amazing food vendors out there. If you like good food, you got to go to this thing. Shawnee Park is beautiful. It's next to the river. I know it's going to be hot. I know it's going to be humid. And I just told you about how to stay hydrated. There's plenty of ways to stay hydrated. Maybe you'll bring your own water. That's a good idea, too. But just make sure that if you're heading out there, you apply plenty of sunscreen, because it will be partly sunny, and we will see that 20% chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. I've upped our storm chance to 30% on Sunday, and the reason for that is basically the overnight stuff. There is a school of thought, once again, that says we may get more storms tomorrow than today. So I've done it for that, but I really think it's going to be toward like midnight and beyond when we see a line of thunderstorms that'll be dying, moving in, that those may make it here. This would not be too unlike what we had Thursday morning. You remember that? Line of storms pushed in, especially west of Louisville, and it survived a lot farther south than a lot of the data said it would. I think that scenario may play out again Sunday night or early Monday morning. So we'll keep an eye on that. Nothing severe, I don't think, at this point. Severe weather will probably be Monday afternoon, maybe some stronger storms. Otherwise, the Louisville Blues, Brews, and Barbecue Festival, one of my favorites too, ends on Sunday. It's going on today and tomorrow. It's going to be hot, no matter how you slice it, at 20% chance of a storm each day. Monday, scattered thunderstorms. The front moves in, and it basically it stalls out just to our south, really. You'll see here on Futurecast, this is the North American mesoscale model. Kind of a band of storms, tries to move through in a broken fashion as we head throughout the afternoon, the early evening too. Then this front kind of stalls just south of the city, and that creates another storm chance of the scattered variety on Tuesday, and that would be during the afternoon as well, mainly in Kentucky again. On our Wednesday, I'm excited about this, by the way. I'm heading to this. Coldplay is having a concert at the KFC Yum Center. I am a huge Coldplay fan, so when I saw that, I think I had my finger on the button pressing refresh on my web browser trying to get the pre-sale tickets for this thing, because I'm so excited about it. One of my favorite bands. 86 by 7 o'clock if you're heading out to dinner just beforehand, maybe in the mid to upper 80s, and then we'll see mostly cloudy skies during the evening, and partly cloudy skies for the overnight. 79 by 11 p.m., so one of those warmer overnight periods again, but we're still going to be in the upper 80s Tuesday through Friday as we get kind of a lobe of cooler air that settles in over the eastern half of the nation from Canada. This pattern, this big ridge over the central U.S. breaking down, and we've kind of seen this pattern take shape over the last several weeks. So it's happening again, kind of a rinse, wash, repeat sort of pattern here, where you get a big ridge, it builds up, gets real hot here, and it gets broken down on the eastern edge of it, builds up again. So eventually, at some point, maybe around August 3rd, we do get back to the 90s, and then the heat index, we'll just have to watch that and see how much moisture can get wedged in here with those warmer temperatures. Otherwise, we've got a storm chance just about every day of this forecast. It's one of those pop-up storm chances for the most part. I do see some amplification of the storm chance around the 30th of July, and then again Monday and Tuesday and Thursday of this week, maybe some more scattered storms as opposed to isolated. Beyond that, we can't tell for sure at this point, just too far out. But we do know that there is an environment ripe for those afternoon isolated storms. All right, guys, that is it for now. You may have seen Brian Good's announcement last night that would be his last 7:30 show with Don G. I know a lot of that got blown up on Facebook. Everybody's like, where's Brian going? Brian is staying here at Wave. We are just going to be shuffling things around a little bit, me included. I can't reveal anything quite yet. I'm not at liberty to do so, but you'll be seeing us pop up in some different places, which will be good. It's good to mix things up every once in a while, and we'll be able to serve you better during all parts of the day. That's all I'll say for now. All right, guys, that's it for now. Meteorologist Ryan Hoke. We will see you tomorrow morning on Sunrise, starting at 5 a.m.